to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. We really want to thank everyone that supported us last year. Our Patreon family, our silent Patreon members who have been there from day one, who really enabled us, beloveds, to continue to bring up the Wake Up Africa message and transition into kind of a new positioning last year. We really do pray that you have entered this year full of vigor, beloveds, full of enthusiasm and passion, because this is not just the beginning of another new year. We are literally in the best of times and we are in the worst of times. And, there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes, beloveds, because Babylon, as I keep saying, that chapter has closed. We're in a new world now. We're in a new reality. We're in a new play. And it's like all these producers and architects of the various different, plays that are playing out, I don't know how else to put it, are trying to grab your attention to try and get you into their world. It's like the metaverse, how they've created all these multiple universes. And, a very interesting story was shared with me from South Africa where the wildfire was actually the library. But beloveds, I don't know if you remember the story I had shared a while back about how there was a famous library near Table Mountain in Cape Town, which was burnt down, 200-year-old library in South Africa. That happened last April. Well, now, beloveds, just, it's still going on actually, but it started over this weekend where there's been a massive fire in South Africa's parliament in Cape Town. And the fire has already destroyed South Africa's main parliament chamber, and it's been raging for 36 hours. Probably by the time you see this, who knows if it was put off. And what they're trying to say, the way the story came out, is that because of a cut in wages or something, or no overtime, there were literally no guards or police. And then this random man entered the parliament and set it on fire. Now they say one man, mysterious man, has been arrested. And they say he's not a parliament employee. He was supposed to appear in court today, actually. He's said to have just worked alone. But this story just doesn't make sense, because you see, the parliament that was that was lit up, actually is home to thousands of treasures, including historic books, photographs, and important works of art. Now, this is according to the BBC, and they say, there's particular concern that of a valuable case Kama tapestry, which is 120 meters or 394 feet long, and documents South Africa's history, may have been damaged or destroyed. And then they talk about how this guy who's being charged is going to be charged under the National Key Points Act, which protects sites of strategic importance, blah, blah, blah. But beloveds, the reason I'm even sharing this story is because this is not happening by accident. Now, the few South African family who got in touch with me, they thought it's because now Cyril is kind of backing down. He was like the poster child of the New World Order agenda, and he seems to be backing down now, and not following them, not being the perfect puppet. So many thought that maybe that's what's happening. Maybe they're targeting him. They're trying to punish him because he came out and he said, this is absolutely terrible and devastating event. And you can see, these buildings have been gutted. This is not a small fire, beloveds. And you really think one person just happened to burn up Parliament building in South Africa? How? It doesn't even make sense. And there was no security there in that time. This looks like a false flag. So many South Africans that got in touch with me were feeling like they did this false flag to kind of force Ramaphosa to go back to being the poster child of the New World Order, to having these harsh lockdowns, and to just go back to pushing the world, the New World Order agenda. There's so much happening behind the scenes, but there's something deeper, beloveds. When I went into this, on a meditation level, what I felt is like they burnt this, which shows the South African history. A year ago, they burnt the library that had some of the most ancient texts that had documented all the wrongs of apartheid and everything that went on, and the kingdoms and queendoms before apartheid. They were literally, well, they said they were destroyed, although some of you felt maybe they just packed them up in a box. Oh my gosh, I might be speaking more truth than I know, and hid them somewhere. Because now all of a sudden this tapestry might have been destroyed. Beloveds, we always have to look at the narrative from a different perspective, from our own perspective. Sorry, some kind of military jet was just going back. But beloveds, we always have to look at things from our own perspective and look deeper at the story, not the story that they're trying to spoon feed us, but what are they trying to do? It's funny because as I was researching last year about the Cape Town fire, which gutted, which destroyed many of, South Africa's history. And then, there was this amazing article, which I can't find now, which was talking about how every time we're in a new era or a new age, they always try to destroy everything literally so that they can bring people back to like this 0 point, and they can literally like create the story all over again, like they did with this whole Bible story 2000 years ago, so that they can set the stage for the New World Order. Is that what's happening, beloveds? Because how is it possible that all these ancient artifacts happened? And this person had linked it to what was happening at that time with the whole George Floyd thing, when they were bringing down all these, racist, like the King Leopold in Belgium and Churchill statue, and they were bringing down all these altars. And they were saying, what if there's and he was saying, what if there's an even more sinister plan behind, where the Mzungu is now trying to kind of clear all history so that he can now set a new history. And this thing has been taken as far to where people are even saying, like, that you see all these people that disappear. Millions and millions of children have disappeared, beloveds. Millions. What if they're the ones that are supposed to seed this new world after the great event? Because everyone is waiting for this great event, which they feel will annihilate humanity. I don't think it will get that far. But push, beloveds. Don't take any narrative at face value. There is no way this could have happened without the consent of at least the deep state in South Africa. How'd you just stroll into a parliament building and then burn it down? And let's remember, so many spies, beloveds, and mercenaries are just rolling and rocking across Africa. And they pose a bigger danger, but that's a whole other story for another day. But this South African parliament fire, I think they're trying to erase the history, because you've even seen now, like there was a thing where the Mzungus were asking they want their own country now within South Africa. There's more to this than meets the eye. Dig deeper always with any sting that Babylon is trying to tell you. Tuko pamoja.